Situated in the vicinity of the Mission Mountains, Salish Kootenai College on the Flathead Indian Reservation in Montana is a tribal college whose mission is to offer post-secondary education to American Indians from both the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes, as well as tribes from throughout the nation. Chartered by the Confederated Salish and Kootenai Tribal Council in 1977, the college positively impacts the education of individual American Indian students and simultaneously makes crucial contributions to the social, cultural, economic, and political development of its tribal community. Since their emergence in the 1970s, tribal colleges, like Salish Kootenai College, have brought educational opportunity to reservations and encouraged the educational attainment of individual American Indian students.
Advantages for students coming to Salish Kootenai College is that for a lot of them it is close to home or it's close to relatives. A lot of students have relatives here that they can stay with or go to for help if they need it. And affordability, it is very affordable for students. The housing is affordable. The college has tried really hard to do that for students.
Our tribal college, Salish Kootenai College, does provide a culturally sensitive environment. You're just more comfortable and you feel more supported and you're not as lonely, and the structure's there to help you build your skills.
Here, there's so many of it. There's drumming and singing, there's stick game, there's beading, corn husk weaving, sally bag. It's just lots and lots of great rich classes that really I think is a big deal here, that is a mixture with all the other educational programs that are here.
The faculty and staff here at SKC offer a lot of help. You know, as I said earlier, I haven't met one instructor who has rubbed me the wrong way or said oh, I can't help you. It's either if they can't help you, they'll direct you to another instructor or person who can offer their help.
Some of the support services that SKC offers, not only through student life but through student support services, are housing. We have family housing in dorms. We have tutoring centers throughout campus here to help students who need that little extra help. Students can sign up for individual tutors, and it's a free charge. The students don't have to pay for it. We have a counseling service here on campus, so if students need short-term counseling. So we have a lot of different services that the college offers. Transportation, if students live in Missoula, which is 60 plus miles away, they can ride transportation to the college for free, so we do offer transportation. Daycare. And with the daycare, if students volunteer an hour at the daycare, they get 4 free hours of daycare, which is nice because we all know students struggle. So, those are, I guess in a nutshell, some of the services that the college provides.
In addition to the impact of Salish Kootenai College on the education of individual students, the college also plays an important role within the tribal community, as is apparent in the involvement of the college in various community development programs, ranging from social and cultural development plans to economic and political advancement efforts.
I think tribal colleges began to support Indian communities, so I think there was a unique community or tribe intention, benefit at the core of the tribal college movement.
It's a place that is growing community members in a way that they can one day run the community. So it's kind of a neat thing.
Yeah, we try to gear, our what does our tribe want, and what do the tribal members want. And we did, in the beginning, we did some intense studies, questionnaire studies among the tribe to see what they needed. And we try to talk to the tribal governments and the tribal departments of tribal government of, what are their needs. And essentially, it came out that the tribal communities, they want access to post-secondary education. They want to their own desires of what it is that they want. And then they most of them want jobs, so we try to gear the program we offer to job opportunities that might be, if we can't do it, we want to do the transfer, the first courses so that they can transfer successfully and do what it is that they want to do. And then we try to listen to the tribal departments and tribal people as what they would like to see and where their needs are, and try to gear the program towards their needs also.
I think the college is doing a very good job in the area of environmental science. And so the tribe, is in the business of managing land and being stewards of a pretty significant amount of land.
One of the reasons why the Salish Kootenai College nursing program was started was because there is a need for Native American nurses to be educated as nurses so that they could provide care for their own tribe or go back and work on their own reservation. On the Flathead Reservation, the nurses that graduate from our program go back to work here on the reservation and health promotion to the Native people on the reservation. In addition to, they help decrease the health disparities that may be seen on the Flathead Reservation.
The allocation of space and college affiliates, knowledge outside the academic setting, as well as voluntary service on the Community Service Day, are further services offered through SKC.
Salish Kootenai College, since I've been here, has always had a community service day where all of the staff and all of the faculty sign up and donate a day of service to give back to the community.
And every year, Salish Kootenai College goes out into the communities across the reservation and does a day of community service. I think that is wonderful, and I think they need to continue that.
The college also provides library and archive services, TV programming, and is also active in outreach efforts to younger tribal community members. SKC's role as a teammate in the reaffirmation, perpetuation, and revitalization of tribal histories, cultural values, traditions, and languages constitute other crucial aspects of college work.
I think that the college is crucial to the survival of the tribe. One, I think that maintenance of language and culture is certainly an important one.
I think that SKC is important to the cultural survival of the tribes here. It fulfills a certain role, and part of that role is sort of from the academic perspective of archive of historical documents and photographs and those kinds of things, and also from the standpoint of providing an educational role in terms of perpetuation of language through teaching and through perpetuation of cultural practices through some of the courses that we offer. So I think that it plays part of a role.
Salish Kootenai College not only impacts the social and cultural development of the tribal community, but also strengthens the community by responding to economic needs as well.
The role that SKC plays in the economic development of the tribes is varied. We work with tribal government in developing students' skills so that they're able to take roles in tribal enterprises. And we educate students. Our program is in entrepreneurship. And so we prepare students to open businesses in the private sector and throughout Indian country.
Students that come to school here and graduate, I'd say 85% of those students, 95% of those students will go back and work for their tribe, or they will work for a social cause. Most Indian people want to, you'll see when you ask them why you're going to school, it's because I want to go back and help my people or help people.
I mean, the college itself has 200 employees that provide substantial wage to this valley, and that's a lot of employees. They're one of the largest employers in the valley. We also attract a lot of students to the area that bring financial resources to live on and so forth. The college itself also acts as a conduit for grant funding, government funding that brings economic development to the area. And all of that money, or most of that money, is spent locally, and just the fact that the college operates as it does and is as large as it is stimulates the economy in a number of different ways locally. The role that SKC plays in the economic development of the tribes is varied. We work with tribal government in developing students' skills so that they're able to take roles in tribal enterprises. And we educate students. Our program is in entrepreneurship, and so we prepare students to open businesses in the private sector in throughout Indian country. We have in the past, and we hope in the future, to again be able to offer technical assistance in business development throughout this valley. One of our jobs is to provide services to the community. Salish Kootenai College fosters local entrepreneurship by educating students to recognize the unique aspects of doing business on reservations, and that entails both the difficulties and the challenge that reservation businesses have to overcome, and the advantages and benefits of being an entrepreneur in Indian country.
And so when you graduate from here, you, as far as helping tribal economic development, you learn how to work together, how to be cooperative, how to use your cultural skills, I guess you'd say, to advance yourself in whatever field that you're in.
Besides cultural and economic development, another important function of Salish Kootenai College is the education and preparation of future leaders. The school also actively influences and strengthens tribal self-determination and sovereignty efforts on the reservation.
Do a little more, but it's important because the reason Salish Kootenai College's efforts in those two arenas are important, because if you don't have a people that understand those issues, you're not going to have a people when they get into their professions, or if they become tribal leaders or administrators, and they don't understand those two fundamental principles, we're not going to have as successful a government. We're not going to be as successful as a people. And so I think Salish Kootenai College is a vital ingredient on this reservation for those two ideals and terms. Salish Kootenai College plays an important role in, number one, the education of our tribal people, our tribal members.
See a real tangible result in producing those leaders when we just look at tribal government. and there are 12 to 1,600 tribal employees, depending upon the time of the year. And many of those leadership roles within tribal government are filled with graduates of Salish Kootenai College. There's a very, very direct benefit to see the confidence that this place builds in students. They're empowered, and they leave this place with the tools to be tribal leaders.
Salish Kootenai College is important in educating our members and members of other tribes that attend Salish Kootenai College and non-members that attend. Number one, what sovereignty is, what self-determination is, and in those areas, it's a constant education process. And I think Salish Kootenai College does a good job at that.
The sovereignty is at the very base, and I say this all the time. It's at the very base of tribal existence, and the preparation that you get, that holistic approach that you get from a liberal arts college, always kind of speak to the idea, the concept of sovereignty. Here at SKC, and I think at most Indian community colleges, that our very existence that's based on sovereignty spills in and flavors everything that happens here. So when we make decisions on the tribal council, generally they're real strong, good business decisions, but they're always culturally based. And we never, ever risk our sovereignty as a tribe, our ability to determine our own direction, to make our own decisions philosophically, morally, ethically, and in the business world. And I think because of the liberal arts approach that SKC brings, I think it speaks directly to what sovereignty is, and how you protect sovereignty, and how you exercise sovereignty. And the idea of exercising it is what makes a tribal leader. And having the skills and the wherewithal to make our own decisions, you'll see Salish Kootenai College students right at the heart of all of those. So that's how it affects it. Very real.
SKC faces a number of challenges that range from funding to the incorporation of culture into the curriculum to Native faculty recruitment.
Major challenges that I think SKC has. One is funding. SKC is constantly struggling with figuring out how it's going to finance all of its programs, and it's been that way as long as it's been open. I would hope to see SKC move to a more stable financial place.
So another big challenge for us is going to be incorporation of culture in the classroom. It's a difficult one for us to talk about and to address because the majority of our faculty are not Native. And that presents a challenge. That challenge is a big one for us. The information is not always available. Reliable information is not always available. What's in the public domain is not always available. What's in the public domain is not always accurate or deemed to be even desirable by the tribal community in terms of this should have never gotten out into the public to begin with. It was never reviewed or approved by us. Those kinds of things have happened. So access to information, some of it's good, some of it's not so good, and building relationships with the tribal community, particularly the tribal community here, has historically been burned by outsiders who came in seeking information, purporting to use it for one reason and then using it for something else, which caused a kind of a withdrawal from those kinds of situations. And so sometimes information's not very forthcoming, and unfortunately the reality of tribal culture today is a lot of the information's been lost.
Much of what the college does, the mission of the college, the foundation for it. Much of it is based on the culture of the Kootenai and the Salish people here on the reservation. And that in itself would almost, it cries out for close collaboration with culture committees, and so that really, it has been in the past, but I think that a renewal of it and probably looking at it and saying, all right, let's look at how we can take it to the next level would be something that really should happen.
I think Salish Kootenai College could and should play a vital role in revitalizing the Salish language. But I think it's only one entity, and it needs to, and the role that I think it could play is developing a core of highly trained teachers who can teach in the Salish language. And I also think that, SKC could help develop the comprehensive Salish language plan, and also provide services such as technical support to, say, like the Longhouse, and how would you actually develop a plan? Maybe they could moderate or facilitate some more meetings, and those are some of the offerings I think SKC can bring to the table. SKC is to try to have more tribal faculty here at SKC, but it's a real challenge because SKC, like I said, has its own financial struggles. Therefore, it can't offer large salaries like large universities to tribal faculty, and that's always going to be a challenge.
The college could definitely benefit from having more Native faculty members who really understand what that means.
Besides these challenges at Salish Kootenai College, SKC plays a crucial role in educating individual Native American students and is equally important in empowering its tribal community.
Students are treated as real people here. They're not just a number or an entity, but they do really get real service as a real person.
The tribal college here, Salish Kootenai College, has done so many remarkable things, and there are so many people that have remarkable stories and accomplishments because of the college.
As a way to contribute back to the community and to influence young people, potentially influence young people. And the feelings that I get from a student who will call me or send me a text message or an email and say, I was just thinking about you, and I wanted you to know how much my education meant to me and how much going to school at SKC meant to me, and I hope that you're doing well. And this is what I'm doing with my life. And I'm just like, man, I had something to do with that. I had something to do with that.